Hey guys, it's TRIZE here, back with Automation, the car company Tycoon game in the most torquiest engine series. We're going to be building this V10 engine with the most torque as of this video. We are at the halfway mark for the V engine category after completing the V8. All I got left is the V12 and V16, and the other two are the Boxer 4 and 6 engines. So right now, let's get started with this V10 engine and get this guy built up to get the most torque out of this engine. So first things first, on the top left portion of the screen, you set the year from the year of 2012 to 2020 to get the most potential out of the engine. And after choosing the V90 V10 engine configuration, you may choose any block material that you could choose from. For the sake of this build, I will use magnesium for the sake of weight and everything. And with the bore and stroke for the family capacity, you max this out to 120 millimeters each to get the engine size of 13,570 cubic centimeters, or around 13.6-ish liters, rounding this up. And we're going to be using a dual overhead cam 5 valve made out of whatever head material that you could choose from. For the internals, like the crank cowl rods and pistons, they got to be the strongest ones out of all of them. So for the crankshaft, it's got to be made out of billet steel with a lightweight titanium cowl rods and regular forged pistons. And with this quality slider, as you see here, you max out to a plus 15 for everything. The top end, bottom end, turbocharger, everything to get the most power, torque, reliability, and pretty much make this engine semi-unrealistic. For the compression, you set this to a fairly high 10.9 to 1 ratio, with the cam profile lowered down a little bit to a 35, and of course, VVT at all cams like every single other build. For the turbocharger, of course, ball bearings because it's the goated one out of all of them. We gotta wait for the 4.2 update to make it even more better. So for the intercooler, set this up to a fairly high 1,940 horsepower. The compressor lowered this down just a little bit to 64.5 millimeters. The turbine lowered this down considerably to 56.5 millimeters. The air ratio maxed out to a 1.40. Same thing for the max boost at 43.5 psi. For the fuel system, you probably know this by now, we're going to be using a direct injection throttle per cylinder race intake running on ultimate fuel, with the fuel mixture maxed out to a 10.0, the ignition timing set to 68, and the RPM limit set to 5,000 RPM. And last but not least, with the exhaust and everything, so we got ourselves a short cast header thanks to being turbocharged, and we're using a dual exhaust with its exhaust diameter set to 178 millimeters, which that will equal to 7 inches flat. And of course, no catalytic converters, no mufflers, and bring that quality up, and we get the final horsepower rating of 1,469.3 horsepower at 4,400 RPM, and the highlight of the video is the torque at 3,056.9 pounds-feet of torque at 2,300 pounds-feet of torque. And of course, as you see here, there is no knocking, no valve flow, no RPM or torque stress with any components whatsoever. As you can see right here, this graph, even the current warning symbol right here, there's no problems with this engine, yet being big as hell. And not only that, with this engine being this big, your options might be limited if you were to fit this in an automation car body, but there's some that are out there, but you'll probably find one that'll be suited for you. Alright, just a second, I'm going to hear what this engine sounds like. While playing around with it with the manual testing mode, I'll cycle through all the 4 graphs out here, starting from the powered torque, torque boost, torque efficiency, and power and efficiency. After showing you all those 4 graphs out here, I'll show you the engine that is currently ripped apart except for the headers here and turbochargers. To watch these glow red, we're doing some fake gear shifts for around like 45 seconds roughly, and we're going to be ending off our video right then and there. So right now, bring up the graph and give you here this engine right now. Well, it's a big engine, but it definitely beats out in torque. And not only that, why is the compressor having a seizure right here? Why is the turbine having a seizure? Like, like it's trying to spool up, but it just can't or something. Like it's about to break apart or something stupid. Is that how turbines behave or what? So that'll do it with Automation, the car company Tycoon game with this torque-heavy V10 engine. After completing this engine, there are only 4 more left to go, which like I said, the V16, 12, Boxer Ford 6 engines. If I were to build the V16, I'm thinking the torque rating could be around 4,800 pounds-feet of torque, but that'll come in the future. Before I wrap this video up, be sure to join my Discord server, TRIZE Central. On November 3rd, I'll be hosting my first Automation Creator Challenge on my channel. I'll provide further details about the upcoming challenge, along with the rules and where to submit your car on my server. There will also be a video explaining the rules of the challenge tomorrow on my channel. The link to join is in the description below. So this is TRIZE rising up and signing out.